So you want an easy but efficient Piglin bartering system. Well, this is the design for you. Let me just go ahead and show you how this thing works really quick. We just put some gold in here, and then once you put it in there, you can see it empties out really fast. You don't have to wait till it's empty. You just press that button, and then the rest is all automated. So it's gonna chuck out the gold to all the piglins in these cells. It'll automatically stop when it's done. The delay is set up perfectly so that nothing gets overloaded. And the reason why that you want it to stop automatically is so that if you're at a server and you're AFKing here after you've dumped in a whole thing of gold, you want it to stop automatically so it stops creating lag on a server or even on your just your home computer wherever you're running the game. And then when we hop down here, we can see that these hopper minecarts are going to pull all of the trades that came out of the piglins. They're going to come in here. They're going to start filling up these chests. Once they fill up these chests, you know, this is kind of like an overflow system right here, just to make sure you don't lose anything. And I actually tested this with a full double chest of gold. I filled up this double chest of gold and nothing overfilled. So you can definitely put in a full double chest of gold and none of this will overflow. It'll get everything, nothing will despawn. And it pulls all of the goodies out of here. And then over here you could have an automated sorting system set up, which I don't have set up. I don't really want to do that for this tutorial because I have other tutorials on how to set that up. But then all of the items will automatically get sorted into these chests. And you can set up one for each of the different items that you can get from their bartering. And there's about, I think there's 17 items, and then all the non-stackable stuff, I'm just gonna have an overflow chest right here for. So that's how this works. And it can handle a double chest of gold if we set up the 3 chests, double chests like this. And then have that as the overflow protection. I also did a tick warp on this, and you can see here that we get about 44,000 items per hour. That's 6,000 gravel, 5,000 soul sand, and you can see the rest all listed here if you want to pause and see how many you're gonna get per hour. 750 obsidian per hour, 1,400 crying obsidian per hour. That's a lot of stuff that you no longer have to mine and grind for. You can just get this by AFKing at this farm. So let's get into the details of this farm. Thank you so much to all the patrons for helping take this channel to the next level. I could not make these videos without all of your support, so thank you so much. This was a very nice comment for someone to leave on one of my videos, so I wanted to shout out the comment really quick. If you want one of your comments to be shouted out in a future video, all you have to do is leave a nice comment on this video. If you need help from me or have any questions for me, or you want help on any of these designs, the easiest way to get in touch with me is on Discord. The link to join the Discord is down below. Cool, so let's get back into the video. I'm not going to do a block by block tutorial for this build, but I'm going to explain the different pieces so that you can still build it. I'm going to explain it to you very clearly so that you know everything you need to do to actually build this and make it work. So if you don't know about the Piglin bartering system, how it works is all you have to do is throw them a piece of gold. One of them will pick it up and then they'll trade you for something. So if we have the piglin right here and we throw him a gold ingot, he'll pick it up and he'll inspect it. After he inspects it for a good amount of time, he'll decide whether it's an authentic piece of gold or not. And then as you saw there, he threw me the 2 pieces of crying obsidian. There's 17 different items that the piglin can throw you back when you throw them a gold ingot. The items include obsidian, crying obsidian, magma cream, fire charge, soul sand, iron ingot, ender pearls, nether brick, nether quartz, string, gravel, leather, glowstone dust, glowstone dusty dude, and potion of fire resistance, splash potion of fire resistance. iron boots with soul speed 3, and then soul speed 3 enchanted books. Now soul speed 3 is a new enchantment that is new to 1.16 that allows you to run fast on soul sand. So this is another way that you can travel fast without doing the ice boats or flying. So now that you know how the bartering works, now what you need to know is that if you use a dispenser to throw a piece of gold at a piglin, they will still barter with you. They will still throw out one of the goodies. So what I've built back here is a dropper. This dropper will fill in with gold. And as soon as this comparator, I have a comparator outside the back. As soon as the comparator sees that there's an item inside of here, the comparator lights up. It gets some electricity that says, oh, look, there's a gold ingot inside of here. That charge is then transferred into the repeater. The repeater then powers this block right here. This has to be a full block. It can't be glass like this. Then the power goes down to this block down below it. Now, what that does is it powers this redstone dust, which then powers the redstone torch, which then actually unpowers, which makes that this redstone torch right here power. So if you want to see how to build this thing, just pause it right here and you can put this together. So I made 5 different chambers for the piglin. You can't have them right next to each other, otherwise they will change chambers and they'll move around, and you don't really want that. In each of these chambers I have 3 piglin. That's how many piglin you need to keep up with the gold that the rate of this farm is chucking at them, and without overloading any of the components that are down below. So now we just need a way to get the gold easily from here up into these hoppers, which then get it into the droppers. So let's talk about this system over here. So this system over here, you load this up with gold, which then all the gold will transfer into this hopper minecart. The hopper minecart won't go on its own. That's why we have the button here. The button is going to power the hopper minecart, and it's going to shoot it all the way across. And then it's going to come back and just chill right there and wait for more gold. Now, if this does have gold in it, let's say we put 15 ingots in there, and then we press the button like it would have once you fill it. It's going to go across, and then it's going to shoot out all the gold into the chambers, and then it's going to come back here, and this detector rail right here can tell that, oh, this hopper minecart still has items in it. So then the comparator says, okay, yeah, this hopper minecart has gold in it still. So then it goes to the repeater. The repeater has a little bit of a delay on it, and that's just to make sure that it doesn't accidentally get stuck if there's a lag spike. And then that signal goes back and then powers the power rail that is underneath the hopper minecart right there. I have all this being power rail just to make sure that it doesn't get stuck. And then you can put a block of redstone on the side of the power rail just like this, and then that'll power it if you put it right there all the way across. So if you want to get down how these individual areas that hold in the piglin look, you can pause it right here and just put that together. And as that goes across, what happens is once it goes over the top of this hopper, it's going to pull one of the ingots in. The ingot's going to go into the dropper, and that's what triggers this system back here to shoot the ingot out at the piglin. It's going to go into each one of these chambers, each one of these cells that holds the piglin, and every time it goes in there, every time it goes over the hoppers for these, it's going to go into the dropper. The dropper is then going to trigger, and it's going to shoot out at the piglin, and then the piglin are going to trade. I also have a similar system to the system over there, and this one is just a delay. So I found one of the problems is that when you don't have a delay here and you have it set up with 5 cells like I have it set up here, what happens is these hoppers get overloaded, and you don't want to get overloaded because if you're AFKing and you're away from your computer and you're just letting this run, if this gets overloaded, it's not going to be able to pull in all the drops that they're dropping right here, and some of these drops may despawn. So what I did was I added a delay here, and this delay is pretty simple. You have a detector rail, which then it comes out, the repeater says, okay, whether the cart has items in it or not, the repeater is going to sense that. Then we have a 4-tick repeater and a 1-tick repeater right here. So you need 5 ticks of delay into this power rail right here, and you may need to change the delays on everything if you're on a server. Right now I'm in a single player world, so all the delays are set up for that. So if something isn't working right, You can definitely test with it and then change the delays on this stuff a little bit. But I think this should be good. The 4 ticks and then the 1 tick and then going into this power rail. When you're actually running it, it doesn't really look like there's much of a delay, but it does delay it enough to the point to where it will keep it from these overloading. And I did find that 5 ticks delay is the right amount of delay to keep the hopper minecarts down here from overloading. So pause the video here if you want to see how to put this together. It's really simple. You can do it just by looking at this. That's a detector rail, that's a power rail, and then 5 ticks of delay. And you can also pause the video here if you want to see how to make this portion of the farm. So go ahead and pause it here if you want to figure out how to put this portion together. This is a detector rail with a comparator, and we need the comparator on this end because we only want this to trigger if there's items in it. If we put a repeater right there, it would trigger whether there's items or not, and we don't want this to run if it does not have items. And then I also have a 4 tick delay here, so make sure you have that. That's just to make sure that it doesn't accidentally get stuck. And that's pretty much this top part all done. I made this little platform here where you can just hang out, and you could also just fill over the top of this so it just looks like a room where you're bartering with Piglin and you don't have to see all the redstone behind it. You can even cover up the hoppers like this, and you can make it look however you want. Also make sure you do have this button here, because when this hopper is first filling up, it's not just going to trigger on its own. As soon as you put the gold in here, all you have to do is put the gold in there and press that button. So make sure that button is right there. And now let's talk about the collection of all the barters that the piglins have. So what you need to do is you need to put a hopper down here going into a chest, put a rail on top of that hopper, and make sure there's a hopper minecart on top of it. I tried to remove the rails here and it won't collect the items if there is not a rail there. So make sure you put the rail there. And if you want, you can even block it in so that it doesn't accidentally escape or move or go anywhere else. I have enough faith in them to just leave it like that, and I think that is fine. And if you want it to be able to handle a full double chest of gold without overloading, definitely put these 3 chests like this. So this will make it so it can handle a double chest of gold without overloading. And then the rest of the time while you AFK here, these items are going to empty out into your collection system. You are going to have to wait a good amount of time. There is going to be bottleneck from these hoppers here. No matter what you do, there's no way to get around that if you're going to put it into a sorting system like this. Another thing you could do if you don't want to just sort the items is keep just a wall of chests just like this that go all the way down, and have separate storage systems for each one of the cells that you create. And you do want to go back and forth like this because you do want the top ones to drain into the bottom here. And I would rather have it all be collected up in a single storage system like this over here, and then have it automatically be filtered into the correct place. So what I did was I had a line of hoppers collecting from the bottom of each of these chests. Like you can see here, that one's all collected, and now it's collecting all of the items from this cell right here. And then as we wait here, it's going to collect all these ones and these ones and these ones. And what you can do is you can have this line of hoppers go into the collection system where you want them to all end up. Right now, they're just going into this piece of wool so I could test out the rates with carpet. But what I would do is I would set up an automatic storage system, an automatic sorting system in the back here. I have a video on my channel of how to make those, and I'll put it up in the top right corner of the screen so that you can see how to do that and add that to this farm design. What I would do is I would have all the items come through here, filter out into their respective chests, and then have even more storage system than just 2 double chests for each item. Maybe for the stuff that you get a lot of, like the gravel, you can have even more storage. But just make sure that you're going to have enough storage to store everything that you're going to be trading with, because this farm does get you about 44,000 items per hour. That's a lot of items, and you want to make sure that you're not going to hit any bottlenecks. So all in all, I think that this farm is very simple, very well put together. It's an automatic farm. You literally just put in your gold and then AFK. And you know, some of that AFK time is going to be actually trading with them. And a lot of the other AFK time is actually going to be the sorting system, taking out all the items and actually sorting it. That is going to take a good amount of time to sort all of these items, but it's going to be like that no matter what, and that's where the bottleneck is. If you want to put in more than a double chest of gold, what you could do is you could set up a system right here that holds more than a double chest of gold, and it all just goes into that hopper minecart. And then what you would have to do down here is make sure that you put more chests going down like this to prevent overflow issues. because there is a bottleneck here for sure. This is definitely one of the bottlenecks of the farm, is that if you don't have enough double chests right here to make sure there is no overflow, you could have items despawn up top. Well, awesome. I think that I explained this very well. I think it was a good enough explanation to where you guys don't need a block by block tutorial. If you guys like beg me and you really want a block by block and there's enough people saying they want one, I'll put one together for you, but try and make it yourself first. And if you guys have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. I'm very, very responsive in the Discord. I also try and respond to comments in the comment section on YouTube, but I'm more responsive on Discord, so definitely join the Discord if you have questions, and I do help out a lot of people with their farms on the Discord. So cool. I hope you have fun building this farm. I hope you're able to do it. This is a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to build this in my own SMP server because I want all the goodies that these guys get, and I'm scared that Mojang might actually nerf this bartering system because these guys are super overpowered right now. Like, this is an amazing farm, and I'm really excited to build this. Well, cool. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, definitely leave a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And I would love for you to join the Dusty tribe and subscribe and join the Discord. I'd love to see you in all future farm videos and all the future Strangecraft SMP videos. Well, cool. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.